Hello and welcome to another sound booth tutorial. I'm your host, Daniel Jason Booth. Today we're looking at Inside the Mix Tricks. Today we're going to take a look at a track called Raahi Hoon by The Fifths, which is a Melbourne-based band here in Australia. I guess you'd call it a Bollywood pop song. I just wanted to isolate one aspect of it for you, a synth that happened in the intro. So let's take a look at that now, and we'll switch over to Pro Tools View. Let's get into it. What I wanted to look at today was this synth, but we'll have a listen to the beginning of the song.
I'm telling you, it's gonna sound weird when you guys all like,
जाना सोचा तुझको था जाना हर पल तेरे साथ गवाना तेरे इश्क में हो गया फना है ना क्या सच था प्यार हमारा यादों में मैंने ढूंढा क्यों कर दिया दिल ने मना राही हूँ.
Alright, so what I wanted to show you today was just the processing that I've done on this. Let's have a listen in solo. So that's the pad. There's a few other different layers, which I think are these ones here. Because this part is not terribly complicated, I just wanted to introduce a bit of movement to the part. You can see here I've got the plate reverb that I've set up muted. Let's have a listen with that on. Alright, so that wasn't really doing it for me. The two reference tracks that the band gave to me were Ed Sheeran's Shape of You and Sia, Cheap Thrills, both of which feature a rhythmical synth that's kind of transient, I guess, in a similar way to what this synth is. I suppose the Sia Cheap Thrills track was the inspiration in some ways. If you have a listen to the beginning of that, you can hear some of the treatment that's going on that synth. So what I've done is I've not exactly copied it or anything. I've kind of done my own thing. I could have easily just thrown a reverb on that and be done with it. But I wanted to create something a bit more interesting and with a bit more movement. So you'll see next to it here is in actual fact a copy of this. If we go to the audio tracks, so it's an exact copy. And what I'm doing with this one is I'm actually sending it out. I'm essentially, so that's going to the plate. It looks like all of this stuff, this is exactly the same from the copy to the original track, but we have this going on it. So what I've essentially done here is I've copied the track and I've decided that I'm going to process the track differently before it gets sent to the plate reverb, and the result, if we have a listen in solo, is that it gives it some nice movement. And because we're not sending the original track to the reverb, and we're not directly processing on the track itself, we're not changing the sound of the original track, but we are changing the sound of its ambience, and that ambience then has quite a bit of movement, and you know, a bit of interest that's happening that otherwise wouldn't be there if you to just put a plate reverb on it or something like that. And so this is what it sounds like in solo. So it looks like it's on a 2-bar loop. It is created from a preset which I have tweaked, and so yeah, this is just one way that I thought would create some cool interest. Here it is in the track.
जाना सोचा तुझको था जाना हर पल तेरे साथ गवाना.
Alright, and if I was to turn that off and just use the plate reverb.
जाना सोचा तुझको था जाना.
Not nearly as interesting as this. So there you go. That's my inside the mix trick. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did enjoy that, please like, share, subscribe. Come and visit us over on the Facebook page. And I'll see you in another video. Cheers, guys. Happy mixing.